welcome to Behind the Numbers Budgeting. Today we are doing another catch-up video because I have been just not on my tasks recently. This month has been a really hard month. So let's go over August week 5 and then we'll get more into, when we get into September, you'll see the numbers. I'll definitely tell the story of my life this last week. So August week 5 from August 26th through September 1st, rollover was as expected at $85. Let's zoom in. Income was $797.95, just around where it should have been. Sinking fund income was $1,911, higher by about $200 or $150. Emergency money, I ended up only needing $90, which was great. Interest was at 64 cents, which was a little bit more, but not much. That leaves $2,884.59 to budget for income. Going down to what I consider my bills, Cricket was as expected at $50, Audible was as expected at $620. I know I talked in the last video about putting Audible on pause. That is not possible because I used my one. They allow you to do it like once every 12 months to put it on pause, and I've already used my pause within the 12 months, so I can't pause that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I think I'm still going to keep it for other reasons, so we'll go ahead and keep that. It's not too bad. $66.20 for bills. That left $2,818.39. Eating out was less at $73.28. I have been trying to cut down my eating out and hopefully put that either towards savings or sinking funds. Gas came in at $39.70, which was less. Yay for gas for that. So that was $112.98, leaving $2,705.41. Oops, you can't see that. There you go. So $42.98, leaving $2,705.41 for sinking funds and savings. Let's go up to sinking funds. Mortgage as expected, HOA as expected, medical ended up being more. I did pay, I think that week I ended up paying the rest of my bill from July where I went to urgent care, so that ended up being more at $461. Rent was as expected at $600. Izzy was at $31. Entertainment was at $3. Blow was at $132. Because this was my birthday month, you will my spending or blow money ended up being more, and so I just spent a little bit more money on myself. I just really feel like I have not been spending any money on myself recently, and it's just getting to me, so it was really nice. There are still a few things that I promised myself for my birthday, which I will be purchasing probably for Christmas. Let's get real, in Christmas, or maybe in November, which will increase that in the future. Food, I ended up needing some things at the grocery store, so that was $27. Housekeeper was negative $89, and that's because I got reimbursed from my partner because I pay that on my credit card, and then he just pays me back. So income for sinking funds was $1,911. That left $794.41 to budget for savings. Coming over to savings, sinking funds, putting $50 towards them because this was a 5th week, so I didn't need to. I budget my sinking funds on a 4-week month, and so for every 5th week I don't have to fund them unless I want to. Penny challenge a little bit more, $10.41. That one's going really well. I really enjoy doing it. Rollover was 0. Roth at $5.42 for investing, short-term $20, investing for the long-term $180. Leaving me with a 0 base budget, and that was August week 5. And if you want to look at kind of like at my sinking funds, I started with $4,290. I contributed $50. I used $1,911, leaving me with $2,429 in my sinking funds total. All right, let's go to September. Alright, so for September week 1, this was from September 2nd through September 8th. I am going to change, because right now I'm budgeting Saturday through Friday, and then next year I think it's going to work better for me to budget put the weekend all at the beginning of my budgeting week. So I think I'm going to be budgeting from Friday to Thursday so I can close my budget out on a Thursday, and I think that'll really work better for me. Currently there are a few things I do on Friday. It's date night. And I end up having to wait to close my budget for all that stuff to come through on Friday. So I think if I push it to Thursday, usually on Thursday I know all my expenses are going to be out, and I usually actually don't spend a whole lot of money on Thursday, so I think closing out the budget on a Thursday and starting on a Friday for next year will be much, much better. So for this week, week 1 of September, rollover was 0. Income was $889.30, which was $5 less. Sinking fund was $395. Income, no emergency money needed. I did receive $150 from my rental company. There was a mistake in their billing for me for my rental income for my management company, so they went ahead and they refunded me $150 that they had taken from me. So $1,434.30, and that was definitely useful this week, is my income. Had no bills. Eating out was much, much less. Like I said before, this should be lower because I've really been trying to put that towards emergency funds. $34.73, and that left me $1,399.57 to budget for sinking funds and emergency. So food went way over the top. I have been under budget for food for a while, and this just was not the week that I could make it happen. I did have to go to several different stores. I was having Asian, so I usually go to the Asian grocery store for that because they have much better Asian produce that I can't get at my local Kroger's. So that was always increases, and we needed some stuff like sesame oil and some specialty soy sauce. So that was much higher. Housekeeper came in at $178, of which you'll eventually see this refunded from my partner when I get that from him. So that was $395 for sinking funds. I totally was trying not to spend. $1,004.57 for savings. So for emergency, I ended up putting $200, yay, towards emergency savings. And sinking funds was $530. Rollover was $270. That was much higher, which was great. Penny challenge was $457, leaving me with a zero-based budget. So that was September week 1. For the sinking funds, I started at $2,429. Did the lowest. This is my lowest I need to contribute every week was $530. Used $395, and that left me with $2,564. All right. I will eventually get this back to being on a weekly basis. All right, so for September week 2, we have from September 9th through September 15th. This is really when things are probably going to get a little bit more interesting. Rollover was $270. Income was $869.04, right around what I expected. Sinking fund income ended up being much lower than I expected at $246. Rental income was $1,173. My renter's what I'm charging my renter went up by about $10. I really wanted to keep him in the unit, and therefore they had suggested a $60 raise, and I was like, no, I'm not okay with that. I probably should have gone like $20, but I just really wanted to keep him in the apartment. I mean, last time I had a renter leave, it took me 4 months, and so that's $4,000, so I felt it was worth like the $400 I'm not going to get by increasing it to $60 to keep him there for another year, which I'm definitely happy about. When he does leave, I will increase it a little bit more, and definitely next time I will probably increase it about $50 or $25. Who knows? We'll see when we get there. So that's good. That'll be increased going forward. HSA income was $1,330, and so I did dental medical costs from 2021 that I reimbursed myself for, and it's a good thing because I just have not had the cash I needed due to my job. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I really had thought about getting a side hustle, and I'm not making my goals without bringing in this HSA income. And I'm just barely meeting my goals bringing in this income from my HSA. And ideally, I'd like to build my HSA right now. I just put the money in, I take it out, and I get the tax refund for, I get the tax break for actually contributing to my HSA. And I thought I could get a side job, but I really don't want to get a side job. I want to work hard at my job, and I want to go home, and I want it to be done with it, right? And with this job I've had, it's been hourly, and it's not even hourly in like a chunk of time. It's like hourly in the morning, hourly in the afternoon, and there's a lot of time. There's like 4 hours during the day where I'm not doing anything, but yet I still have to keep on top of emails, and it just was not working for me. And so I did talk to my manager, and all she said, oh, we'll try to get your schedule better where you're coming and you're doing your work for a 4-hour time frame. But they just weren't offering me the hours. They even hired somebody else to come in part-time, and I'm like, okay, I'm already part-time. You could have given those hours to me. It was totally something I could do, and I have no idea why they hired this person. So I was just like, I'm kind of fed up at that point, and I'm just like, yeah, it's time to get a permanent job. So let's go on. So that left me with $3,888.04, which I was very happy to see all that income come in, and you'll see what we get to do with it. So for Excel, this is much less because we've had just a much cooler summer. It's been hot, but it's been cooler than usual. So 95.52 was great. Water the same, less water used, 53.65. Solar was at 35. Internet was at 50. YouTube was at 511. They did increase that this year. I've been at 12.95 for a long time, so that was okay. So for bills, that was $249.28. That left me with $3,638.76. Eating out was at $76.60, and then gas was at $34.62. So that was, and you can see, $111.22, and that left me $3,527.54 for sinking funds and savings. And so, with that HSA income, yes, I was able to do a lot more with my sinking funds. You'll see that down here. Insurance. The insurance did not come out this week, came out next week. You'll see it there. Car repairs. All right, so I needed an oil change on my car. Took that in. That was $54. And I just want to get that done because household. I also did a big shop at Costco, so household was $45. Food was at $106. Was this my week to do food? No. Oh yes, because I did a big Costco haul. With Costco, I just renewed my membership. I'd been interviewing, and I gave my other job. I said, hey, I don't like my schedule. I don't like my hours. And they did not. And they put me off for 3 weeks, saying, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. We're working on it. And I've been doing interviews since July, just kind of getting my toes wet, kind of seeing if there's anything out there. See if people liked me, and I had not. Usually it takes me a good 3 months of interviewing before I get an offer, and I usually do take the first offer I'm given. But I interviewed with a lot of people, and they just were not responding to me, which is typical. I need to get better at interviewing. But I did do this one interview, and this lady was totally on me about working part-time. I was like, okay, so I'm working part-time, a contract job, hourly. And the reason I'm doing that is I just needed a break. And I thought when I got hired for this contract that I would be full-time. And it just never materialized to be doing that. And she was like, she totally did that as a strike against me. And I'm just like, lady, there's nothing wrong with working part-time anyways. So that obviously was not the right fit for me. So I did this big Costco haul, and if I was going to get a new job, I was going to keep the Costco membership. If not, I needed the funds, and I was going to not renew it. And so I did this big Costco haul in anticipation of needing to cancel my Costco membership. But now that I did interview, I got a new job, a permanent position with a small business. So excited to be working small business again instead of corporate. And I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So that's why there's food on my non-food week. But I'll get reimbursed some of that from my partner. So entertainment was $37. I don't remember, what did I do for entertainment? Oh yeah, I went out for a group of friends, that's right. And so blow was $4, and this $4 is the $4 for parking for my interview. So I put that under blow or spending money. And I'm so excited to get a new position, and you'll see more expenses as they come along as I get ready for that new position. So that was $246 income for sinking funds. You can tell I was just really trying to not spend as much. $3,281.54 for my savings, and let's see how I split that up. So I did put $500 to emergency savings for that. I did put $2,330, so I put the majority, more than a majority of that money I got this week from the HSA income and my rental income towards sinking funds, because it badly needs to be replaced. Sorry, I have a cold. Penny challenge, $1.54. HSA, I contributed $3.50 like I do every month. Rollover was $100, and that left me with a zero-based budget. All right, so many things to go over. Let's go over the sinking fund amounts. So $2,564 is what I started with. I contributed $2,330, and I used $246, and that left $4,648. And so you can kind of see. Let's kind of go through this. Food, I did put $407 towards. Spending, I put $241 towards, just because I feel like I just have not had the spending money that I would like. Alcohol, $96, household, $71, and I was just trying to make some of these positive, you know. Izzy, I put $141. Car repairs, $60. I tried to fund these. I did put $20 towards my Valley fund. Travel was still negative. All right, let's move on. I am so sorry this video is going to be so long when I eventually post it. Okay, September week 3, September 16th through September 22nd. Rollover was $100. $819.57. Sinking fund was $706. Income, and that left me with $1,625.57. And I do, when I look at my budget, I do budget out up to a month just to kind of see how things are going to go. And with this old job, I mean, I was going to have to use $500 from my emergency fund just to make the minimums on my goals, like my sinking fund goals, not even putting anything towards my emergency fund or paying extra on my mortgage or anything like that. It just got to the point where I was like, no. So bills, Netflix $10.34, which is the new normal. $1,615.23 is left. Eating out. What happened to eating out? That was less. Sorry, guys. $22.53. So that left me with $1,592.70. Coming up to sinking funds, spending was $136. So a lot of this spending is getting ready for my new job. I don't even know. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. Like, I don't even know what that was for. It's probably easier to look at my sinking fund here. The 16th, that was kind of, I went to Walmart, Amazon, yeah. Oh, I went to a part of town for my drug test that had a candy store next to it that I never get to go to, so I did spend some money there, and they had some chocolates, and I was like, you know, I'm over here doing my drug test, might as well, it was like a block away, might as well pick up some candies and some chocolate. I did that. Yes, that's haircut. Yes, that was most of that, was the haircut preparing for my new job. Food was $234. It was my week. Way overspend, like I said. Things just aren't there with that. I'll crack down. Hopefully I'll be able to do better going forward once I get a new job. Oh, and then also with my new job, it's going to be very, very busy. Like for my part-time contract work, it was very, very low stress, very low stress for the job, high stress for not being able to work and earn the money that I wanted to. Like, that bugged me a lot. But my new job will be very, very much busier. I won't have a chance to do things, so I'm just trying to get ready as much as possible, doing things that I know needs to get done before then. Insurance was $289, clothing was $100. I didn't spend anything on clothing. The thing with clothing is the new job is not jeans and a nice shirt, where at the office it's actually business casual, and I haven't done business casual ever. I don't think I've ever done business casual. All my jobs, I think maybe for my first professional job, it was business casual for a while, and then they just went to jeans were allowed. And so since then, I've always been jeans, nice shirt, nice shoes, no sweats, no shorts, but this new job is going to be business casual. So I do have the clothes for it. I just need to fill in a few. I still need to fill in a few pieces, need some basic black flats. I need some basic black pants. I needed some basic no pattern tops, stuff like that. So you will be seeing more in clothing as I spend. Household was $47. Just stuff we needed. Haven't spent much in household recently, so that was $706, leaving me with $886.70 to budget for emergency and savings. Sorry, $100 went to emergency. So at this point, I started to need to use my emergency fund in June, so I was not making enough at this specific point. At this $100 contribution to my emergency, and I've now replaced all the income I've been using since June, and that was only because I got an influx of cash from my HSA, right? So anyway, so for next week, I am expecting to need to use like $1,000, $1,500 in the upcoming weeks as I transition. But that's on my first of my to-do list, to replace that emergency fund money that I'm going to use here in October and November. Once I get my new job up and running. So, and I'm getting that income. Sinking funds was $580. Penny challenge was $670. Rollover $200. So that left me with a zero base budget. And so let's look at week 4 of September, which catches up. Oh wait, no. Let's go through these numbers. $4,648 starting for sinking funds, $580 contribution. 706 used, let me use 4,522. So, September week 4, this is what my budget hopefully is going to look like. Rollover is going to be around 200. Income is going to be around 805. Sinking fund income is 902. And that's 1,907 income. Cricket is going to be 50. Audible is going to be 17. It's really going to be 1620, but for budgeting purposes, I think I want to try to just round stuff up. It just makes it easier. $67 for bills. That leaves me with $1,840 to budget left. Eating out $100. Gas is $50. I'm expecting this to actually go up. I'm expecting that to be not so much. $150. $1,690. But these are just my budgeting numbers. So. Entertainment is $6, mortgage $465, HOAs at $281, clothing $100. I've already spent. I didn't put it in this last week's budget, but I've already spent $60. I'm probably going to spend at least $100 more, so that'll probably be more closer to $200. So $50 for spending money. There are still some things I need to get for the new job and stuff going forward, so that'll be $902, leaving me with $788 left to budget. Of that, $532 is going to sinking funds, $1 for the penny challenge, $20 to investing for the long term, $20 for the short term, $180 for the long term. Rollover is going to be $55, leaving me with $788 and a zero base budget. So thank you for listening to this really, really long video, and hopefully we will get back to nice short weekly videos so they're really fast and easy to watch, and you will see the exciting numbers that come through when I get my new job, which actually will be the highest salary I have earned ever in my life. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've already made a list of stuff I want to do with the money. And I am so excited to get back to funding my sinking funds, funding my emergency fund, getting that all set, and then paying off my mortgage. So I hope your budget is going well, and talk to you later. Bye.